So here we are for Chapter 4. A little previously on, a little recap, our heroes left the city of Forwich on an expedition out into the Twisted Lands, going to Fort Endeavor. It took about 9 days of travel. Along the way, they saved an owlbear cub, created some lozenges. The first cough drop of the world was created along the way, and discovered a destroyed village that previous lord of the fort had apparently sacked and taken a large stone from the middle of this village that is very valuable in the making of magical items. And upon returning from that little expedition, we got word that the fort was under attack by a group of goblins and hobgoblins and bugbears, and our heroes were asked to do an infiltration mission where they're going to go sneak through the woods around to the location of a catapult that is sort of far enough away from the city that the city can't attack the catapult, but the catapult can hit them. And that's sort of the linchpin of the attacking force. If we can occupy that catapult for 10 rounds, or destroy the catapult, or kill the people that are operating the catapult and then take it over. Those are all sort of 3 different options for victory. And so, yeah. So we've marched through the night in order to get to the edge of the forest. The Lord Lawrence sort of bids you guys farewell, bids you good luck. He's given each of you a healing potion and a potion of invisibility, and I gave you each a little tile that has a potion on it. The green one's the healing potion, the white one is the invisibility potion. So if, just as a little props for you, just because I didn't want everybody else to feel left out when Olga got her huge
oh my gosh!
Things that she can shapeshift into. And then one adjustment that we decided to make for Olga being able to use the Find Familiar spell. Now we're going to use that on Rexy to shapeshift Rexy into whatever familiar she summons.
Oh, cool.
I also thought that if you cast Speak with Animals on Rexy, and only Rexy then talks. That way you don't have to then translate for everybody, mouse talk. He can just talk if you cast that on it. But that wouldn't go for any other animals. That would be sort of part of your rapport with Rexy. So those are the only 2 adjustments so far.
It's like a monkey with a flamethrower riding a dog.
Yep.
Oh
yep.
Boy.
Ran out of little studs to clip the monkey too, so he got to ride the dog.
Nice.
All right, so here we are on our battle map here. You've come to the edge of this forest. Since you marched overnight, you're going to get 1 point of exhaustion. That's different in the 2024 rules versus the 2014 rules. So in the old rules, it would have meant disadvantage on ability checks. Now it just means -2 to every d20 roll you make. Also, you lose 5 feet of movement on your turn. So I think most people are 30 feet of movement, so you would have 25. If you have 25 feet of movement, you would have 20. So that's sort of where we are now. And so coming up onto the edge of this section of the forest here, I would like each of you to roll initiative, because this whole encounter is going to be all done in initiative. It's going to be very sort of tactical kind of thing.
Okay.
But
let's see, initiative. So I got a 16.
16.
So did you say -2 to all d20
Yep.
rolls?
Minus initiative is
oh, okay.
D20
so,
rules, so make sure it's track 2.
So sorry, 14 then.
Me too,
14.
14.
What's your dex?
It is 0.
13.
Okay, so I have a 1, so
Okay.
Nerd will go before Sabina.
Okay. And since it's very early in the morning, so it's very low light, I know none of you are human, so do you have dark vision?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do, yes.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, great. So you guys won't be hurt by the low light. All perception checks will just be normal. but you're going to get advantage on stealth checks because there's also fog. So it's very foggy and dim light, so you'll get advantage on a stealth check if you guys can make a stealth check here.
14.
14. Oh my gosh.
Bunch of 14s.
Oh wait, no, 16, because I get +2.
But did you subtract your 2?
Yup.
Oh. Ooh. 12.
Okay. So, it wasn't difficult to spot, but you see that this space here, here, and here are all rigged up with some sort of trap. So this has like a sapling that's been sort of folded over in a little snare kind of trap. This you can see that somebody's pulled away a bunch of the dirt around one of these stones, and then you can see another snare trap here. They're not well made. They're not meant, obviously meant to really deter you. They'd be pretty easy to get out of, and you probably could spring them, just with a stick or something like that, or just avoiding them. But that's what you see initially as you approach here.
What a fascinating use of such simple machines. I do love the ingenuity, although quite obvious.
All right. So, you're up first. Is that right?
I got 14, so 14-1. Yeah, okay. Near will let me give it a shot, and
So since you're sneaking, you can go like 3 spaces basically.
Okay, yeah. So he'll move up to wherever the first trap is,
Okay.
and then he's just gonna take his long sword and just
Okay.
try to nip whatever the trigger is to set.
No
him
need
off.
for a roll on that. It's so obvious that this is set up to be like a snare on somebody's foot that you just trigger it and you don't have to worry about it. That one's now cleared. So that would be your action.
Is it does it look like it's for a human or a humanoid, or does it look like it's more for like snaring like small game?
That's going to take an insight check.
Alright. 8.
8. You can't tell if it's specifically for people. It looks like it could snare anything from a person down to a rabbit. It's not going to be something for bears, but it would impede you probably for a round or 2 trying to get out of it basically.
Tarnish, these appear that they might be for small game or the things that might not escape easily. It's no insult, but just mind yourself.
Oh, yes, I did deduce that just by looking at them, but thank you for the warning.
Yes.
Savina, what do you think of the situation? Do you feel like you can navigate this easily?
I think I can, but I kind of wanted to run something by you guys.
Of course.
When we talked to Nala, we found out that we were told originally that their village had attacked the forge multiple times, but then she said they hadn't. And we were told the same thing by Lawrence, or by the messenger, that the village had been attacked by these people many times. Is that really the case? And is that really what's going on?
I have been, troubling thoughts have been plaguing me as well. I don't know who to believe, but I do think that we need to keep an open mind and keep our eyes peeled for clues onto what the truth is. What say you, Nirt?
Do you mean to imply that you think he's telling a falsehood?
Yes. Many people who are in positions of power often abuse their power and tell lies to people who they are in charge of.
That's incredibly dishonest. Why would anyone... I don't understand.
Well, I think through our adventures together, you might learn something. I pat him on the shoulder, reach up, pat him on the arm.
Why would anyone be dishonest?
Well, I mean, sometimes it just comes down to necessity. Like if you're grounded for a month and there's a festival going on, you might put on a disguise and pretend you're somebody else to attend the festival.
But you're grounded.
But it's a festival.
So by dressing up as someone else, the someone else goes out, but you don't get in trouble? I don't understand.
Yes.
Okay. Neard looks very puzzled with the idea that you could do such a thing. It never occurred to him whatsoever.
Perhaps we should halt this conversation and sneak our way forward down this path so we might not be noticed. Yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
Indeed.
I think so.
And is it still Neard's turn, or is it moved on?
You've got a bonus action. That's basically all you've got left. If there's anything you want to do with it.
Yeah, I guess he'll just move a little bit farther forward, but that'll be it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Savina, you are up.
How far away are we from the action?
From the action, I would say there's probably an equal amount of forest this way before you would get to the open area. You're going to have to get across the water and then sort of go up this way. So you're far enough in the woods that you could hear like the catapult being fired, but not to where you can actually see anything going on out there.
Okay, I think.
Yeah, and your goal is to get to across the water here.
Gotcha. So I think I'm just gonna move forward.
Okay.
Yeah, avoiding the traps.
So put you about there. Okay, and then Tarnish, you are up. Would you like to join your friends?
Yes, I think I'm just gonna move forward as far as I can.
Okay.
And then also as I'm passing, can I make some kind of either history check or insight check to see if these are goblin-made traps, or confirm maybe who put these traps in our path?
Sure, go ahead and make insight.
Okay. So that's going to be 18.
18. Yeah, you can definitely see that these are not, they haven't been, carefully made. They are probably made by goblins or hobgoblins or bugbears or something like that.
Okay. I'll share that information with my party as I make my way forward.
Okay. All right. So you guys finish out your turns and make one more perception check for me.
6.
6. 3. 3.
There's a lot of negatives on that.
16.
16. All right. So the two of you are sort of engaged in this little discussion about traps. Savina notices two guys pop up from behind the bushes and start shooting arrows at you.
Watch out!
That's really quite a great sword you're carrying, Nerd.
Thank you. Look, it
And
deflects
they're
arrows
not
just
very
like
good
this.
shots.
Ding!
They missed completely. But now we're more into a combat. So
What's this?
back to Neert.
Let's see. Can I... How large are the squares? Are they 10 feet or 5 feet?
5 feet.
They're
yeah.
5 feet.
So when you initially you guys were sneaking, now you're not worrying about sneaking anymore. So
20. So he'll move up into the diagonal between the two trees, that brown square there.
this one here.
Yeah, right next to the guy. And then he's gonna take a swing at him. 13.
13. And it's this guy right here.
Yeah.
Okay, that just glances off of his armor. Real close though. You made contact, but his armor sort of deflected the blow.
That was just a practice shot. I'll get you next time. And that'll be his turn.
Okay. So I need you to make a dexterity save because you are on a trap space.
Ooh, nat 20.
All right. So the as you step, the mud and sand starts to give way, and you move your foot. You can tell that they had sort of hollowed out something under there and made it so that it would have collapsed, but it doesn't get you.
This is a poorly constructed trap. You built this, didn't you? He points the sword at
And he goes, "Yeah, I built it." All right. So up next is Savina.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna bonus action wild shape into a riding horse that has a speed of 60 feet.
Okay.
And Rexy is riding me, of course. And then I am going to move. Will I have enough distance to move to the farthest dude?
To So this guy here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So you can cut past near there.
And then I'm gonna melee attack.
Okay. Go ahead.
Horse
Wah-
kick.
That is a 6.
That does not hit.
No.
I also will need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Just because you did step on a trap.
Nat 1.
That one? Okay. So your horsey hooves start to
No.
sink into the quicksand. This is the one thing that was not a set-up trap. So you are now going to be stuck there, and you won't be able to move unless you spend an action to pull yourself out.
It's like the never-ending story.
God, I was
Yeah.
just having never-ending story trauma.
Oh, what's the name of the horse?
Sabina, you have to believe.
Amazing. Okay, so that would be your turn then.
Sorry, I just need a second. I'm having a sad over that. All right.
And now Tarnish. Tarnish, you are up.
Oh, this is quite the situation. And then he kind of rifles around in his pouch of components, and he's kind of like, and he takes out some like nightshade and some other like natural components he's been collecting, and he puts them into like a portable Bunsen burner and kind of like shakes it up and casts poison spray at one of the goblins on the right.
This one here?
I'm gonna go for the other one.
The one,
The one by near.
Yes, the one by near.
Okay. Do you want to move up to him, or?
I can cast it within 30 feet, I think. So I think I want to keep my distance if I can.
Okay, yeah, you've got plenty of, you're plenty close.
So yeah, I take this little like glass vial that's kind of like bubbling with this poisonous liquid, kind of like Molotov cocktail, just kind of like daintily toss it at this goblin.
Okay. Is it a saving throw or is it attack?
It is an attack.
All right.
So with my -2 because of exhaustion, I have +3. Natural 1.
Natural 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Doing great, guys. Doing great.
you obviously don't hit him, and you end up hitting this like skull that's right next to it, and this then makes you realize, oh, those aren't like cattails or some sort of plant. Those are stakes in the ground with heads on top.
Oh.
So you've now just realized that these here and these here are disembodied heads.
Oh
that
my.
have been
Okay.
Put onto poles.
Yeah, I just like I've never been much of a sportsman, and I tossed this vial in onto the stake. Okay, I think that's gonna be
Your turn.
my turn.
Does it like burst into flames?
It kind of like would corrode, if anything. I think.
Just a melty head on a stick.
Yeah, it's now the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Perfect.
So he melts away. All right, so this guy here is going to use a bonus action to disengage, and then he's going to spend all of his movement to get through this rough terrain to here. And he's going to take a shot at Neert. But I'm going to give him disadvantage because he's got a lot of shrubbery and stuff to shoot through. So I'd say Neert has partial cover on that.
Okay.
$12. That's not going to hit.
No, his
Nope.
AC's 18.
So that guy's now finished his turn. And so this guy here is going to use a bonus action to also disengage and then do basically the same thing. But he's going to shoot at Savina the horse here. 13.
Yep, that's
That
my
hits.
armor class.
Okay. So you're going to take 4 points of piercing damage
Okay.
as an arrow slams into the shoulder of that horse.
You have to believe, Savina. You have to.
And so now we're back up to Neert.
Who taught you these tactics? They're terrible. No one has taught you how to lay a good ambush. Look, it can easily be broken, and he runs through the brush up to the guy and then tries to hit him again with the sword.
Okay.
19 plus 3, 22, 23 to hit.
All those numbers are all of those hit. All those numbers.
All those numbers hit.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Keep counting up.
Yeah. So let's see. That's 6 damage for the hit, and he's gonna put a smite into it. So yeah, he's gonna use divine smite. So that'll be 2d8. So that's 3 and 8. So another 11, 17 total.
17 total.
He's like, you hit like this.
And you have smited him in one mighty blow. And he is down. All right. Anything else going on your turn?
That is how you hit someone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Savina, you are up. You're stuck, so you can't move unless you spend your action to make yourself unstuck.
Oh. Wait, will I still have a bonus action?
Mm-hmm. Yep. You have action, bonus action. But if you want to move, you're going to have to spend the action to get free.
Can I attack from my spot, or not at all?
No, you are too far away to do a melee attack.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get out of the quicksand.
All right. So you're able to get out of the quicksand. You spent your action to do that, and so I'll just sort of move you here. And so you still have a bonus action.
I don't think I can do anything. Nah.
Okay. Well, if you just sort of stay here, then
Yeah.
you'll be able to go next turn as long as the other guy doesn't run away.
You?
Tarnish, you are up.
Ugh, that was a terrible throw. I'll try again.
Okay.
I'm gonna repeat my poison spray cantrip attack on the existing goblin.
So you'll just need to move up like 2 squares. to
Okay,
do that.
perfect.
Okay.
Yep, and I'll
Roll that attack.
cast that again. 14.
14 is a hit.
Yes. All right, so yeah, I throw this poison spray.
Hits
Bottle.
him right in the chest.
And it's a D12. 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Ouch. Yeah, so like his entire chest armor and stuff starts to melt and bubble and sizzle, and he's like, ah!
Oh,
But he's not dead yet.
That's fascinating.
All right. So anything else going on for your turn? You still got some movement if you want to move up, or a bonus action.
Can I use my movement to move closer to Savina?
Sure.
Cool.
That would put you about there.
All right, that's my turn.
Okie doke. And so now the other goblin here, well, she's right up on him, so he would have to spend a bonus action to disengage again. And then he's going to run through the water, but he slips, so he's going to have to make a saving throw. He misses, so he has fallen in the water now. So he's prone, he's down, he's in the water. And that's his turn. So we're now back to the top of the order with Neert.
Seeing the guy down in the water, Neert is going to go over to Savina and then give the help action to try to like pull her.
She's already out.
Oh, she's out.
Yeah, she
okay.
spent her action last turn.
Oh,
to
spending
get
getting
out.
Oh, well then never mind.
Appreciate it though.
He turns around and he's going to whack that guy who's down on the ground. I assume he gets advantage for him being prone.
Yep.
That's not going to do it. 10 plus 5, 13.
13 hits. That
Yay.
is his armor class.
Hooray!
Okay.
Was it at least 1 point of damage?
It was.
Okay, he's dead.
Okay.
You only have 1 hit point left. I saw your reaction. I'm like, it wasn't that bad. All you had to do was hit him.
No,
Assisted
it's
drowning.
yeah.
Oh no.
It's 4 damage.
Okay.
So I think instead of hitting him with the sword, Near just kind of like comes up and like kicks him in the head and
Aw.
lets his little goblin body just unconsciously float down the
Floats down the stream. All right.
His
So
walk back will teach him a lesson about laying a better ambush. Terrible tactics.
I don't think he'll learn a lesson. He's dead.
Forge Master chooses to reincarnate him, then perhaps he will learn. Speaking of, your creativity knows no bounds.
Savina, how are you? Are you feeling better? I know that you were hit in the shoulder when you were in
She's
your...
still a horse, technically.
You're a beautiful horse. How are you? Nay, if you're feeling better.
Can I speak?
2024 rules druids can speak.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yep, you can speak and cast in wild shape.
I am terrified.
Yeah.
There are heads on stakes, and I almost died in quicksand.
I am
Not doing
also...
well.
Look at these. Yeah, the heads on the stakes. Those are really concerning, I think. I didn't notice those before when we were walking into this ambush. What do you think, Nert? What are we doing here?
Well, I mean, there's definitely some concern when there are heads on stakes. Again, these are not very creative, but perhaps we should proceed with caution. These may only be maybe the outer limits of perhaps someone laying in wait. I don't know.
Can I examine the heads to see whose heads?
Sure. You go up and you check a couple of different ones, and you see that there are a variety of goblins, hobgoblins, orcs, some creatures that you have no idea what they are, like this sort of green guy with these tentacles on the back of his head.
Fascinating.
A few other interesting things. There's even a human head there as well. The skull, you can't tell whether it was human or goblin or whatnot. It's a variety of sort of different humanoid type creatures.
Would there be goblins at Fort Endeavor?
Not in the fort itself. So there may be half orcs, but most of the goblin, hobgoblin, bugbears, and orcs are sort of wouldn't be considered welcome. Just showing up at the fort.
Newt's kind of probing at the water to make sure that they can walk across. I assume it's not too deep.
No, it's not. It's sort of mid calf at most.
Okay.
It's a simple little stream, and the spot where the goblin fell, there was some rocks and stuff in the stream that had some algae and stuff on it. He just slipped on the rock. It wasn't a specific trap or anything.
Nert, I know that you're trying to build a relationship between me and the Forge Master, but after what we've learned when we were at the burned village, I am feeling so confused, and I don't know what to think, and I'm scared.
I understand your trepidation, and there are questions that need to be answered, but the Forge Master, he plans this world. He allows us and speaks through us when we create. That's why I find your devices so incredible, and that while you seem to take umbrage with the idea of a benevolent force that works for your good in all things.
But all things are not good, are they?
No, they are not. Your magnificent creations do a great job of turning heads into goo.
Thank you, yes. Perhaps we can speak on this later. I feel very confused. Maybe I should be more open to benevolent, all-knowing creatures in the sky who control our destinies. It's a little scary to think about, but maybe it's not the worst thing in the world.
I agree. I think that perhaps this idea that someone could tell a falsehood when it is not the truth is something that we should all be concerned about.
Savina, do you believe in the Forge Master?
I mean, my family has spoken of the Forge Master, but I've never really made up my mind. But when I come out here and I see things like heads on stakes, is that really something good? Something...
I don't know.
They are not true acts of creation. They are just putting heads on pikes. I don't believe this is the Forge Master's will.
So
I believe it is ramshackle at best.
So the Forge Master has limits to his will.
See, like, smoke starting to come out. Smoke starting to come out of Mirt's ears.
Well reasoned, Savina. Very well reasoned. Yes.
Not that the sword master or the forge master has limits. They may not always direct the hands that use the creation.
That's quite vague, isn't it?
More smoke.
Pretty soon, Near's going to need to make a saving throw.
And,
Save against having your beliefs challenged.
Well, onward we go, yes?
indeed.
Let's head out, but you did notice that the heads on the stakes were the ones who were supposedly attacking. Like the goblins.
Well, not to be insensitive to goblin culture, but are they not a little, they like to do that with each other, slay each other.
Do they?
I don't know. I'm assuming that maybe that's not so uncommon for goblins and hobgoblins and those sorts of folks.
I had no idea.
I'm making generalizations about another culture, so I can't say for sure.
Do goblins have culture?
Of course they do. I think. Perhaps.
They must.
They must. They must. But let's go and kill some, yes?
Let's.
Right.
Excellent!
So you're going to continue along,
Mm-hmm.
leave this map. And how long does your wild shape stay?
Let me check. I want to say an hour, but let me check.
I think that's right.
I must say, Savina, you are the stealthiest horse I've ever encountered. The way you are winding through these trees unnoticed is incredible.
I've had a lot of practice growing up.
Wow, yes.
Yeah, I got grounded a lot.
Grounded, like you ending up in a quicksand trap.
That's very funny, Nert. Very good joke.
I made a joke.
But that's almost akin to a lie.
What?
It's an untruth, is it not?
But it is made with lightheartedness and japery at its core.
Ah, yes. Well, humor is quite subjective, so just be careful, won't you?
Indeed, I shall. Savina, I am glad that you did not drown in sand.
I believe one would suffocate in quicksand rather than drown.
Yeah, I am glad to. And I'm glad that Rexy is safe too.
Yes, Rexy, good job.
Squeak, squeak! Cheese!
Pulls out a piece of cheese from a ration and gives it to Rexy.
Okay, so you guys are going to be coming in again from this side here. And you're far enough away as you sort of come through that you're covered, or as you're caught. So you do have, I just want to remind you, a potion of invisibility, but that might be useful if you get injured and need to get off the map or something and run away. So if you wanted to use that beforehand, you can, or you can save it and use it in an emergency if you like. But you've got plenty of sort of cover, so they can't see you right now as you sneak through. You can decide what to do. So let's go ahead and get initiative rolls. What you see here is as the forest starts to clear, there's a hill that goes up, and then on the top of this little hill is the catapult that's assaulting the gates.
I'm 14 again.
14?
4.
5.
Damn.
Well done.
Well done. Bottom of the round.
Well, the trend of no. Oh, well, that's better. So the first guy rolled very low, lower than you guys, but then the next guy didn't. So.
From where we're standing, how many hostile units can we see?
You can see these two guys here. You can see this guy up here. I think this guy's blocked by the catapult. So you can see 2 archers and then one guy that's actually manning the catapult. But then there's another guy there.
Gotcha. Cool.
Okay. So if I could get stealth checks from you guys, I'm assuming that you're going to be going up here stealthily, but
Attempting.
okay.
Yes, are you gonna run and charge forward again? And Savina.
I
Maybe.
want to. Four.
Since we are like coming upon this situation, would we like have the opportunity to like huddle up and make like a plan
Yep.
before we?
Yep. You're
actually
far enough
enter?
away that if you wanted to sort of peek out, see the situation, and then come up with a plan, you can totally do that. Yeah.
Okay, I got 13.
Okay.
2.
2.
I got 4.
Okay. Alright. Good to know. So go ahead and have your little plan
What-
time.
What do you all think about making some kind of distraction so we draw attention away from the archers and we can send someone in maybe to dismantle the catapult?
On it! And Neert bolts.
Leroy Jenkins is today, huh?
Neert bolts because he's not stealthy and just, hey, you up there! And begins like heading away from the other two.
So are you going to go like sort of like here? And
Yeah.
I envision that the sort of the forest ends here, and this hill is right on the edge of the forest. So you could go running out into the open field here.
Yeah. He does.
Okay.
He does that to draw their attention.
I'm like holding a smoke bomb. I'm like, that's not what I meant.
All right.
Yeah, Neert is going.
yeah. There's no question that they all see you, and turn and start to this guy's shouting, "Get that guy! How did he get out here?" Because they're sort of watching the gates, and anytime somebody tries to come out the gate, they start hurling rocks at them. So they're wondering how you just got there.
I guess we're winging it.
I have an idea. How far away is the catapult from us right now?
Let's see here. I'd say probably 60 feet.
Oh. Okay.
I think it would take you 2 rounds to sort of walk there on your normal speed, so 50 to 60 feet.
Mine is 60 feet minus 5 now.
Mhm.
So it's 55, and my attack reaches 5 feet.
Okay.
So would I be able to hit the catapult?
Yeah, you could run up there and start hoofing the catapult if you wanted.
I might.
You do what you gotta do.
Okay. Maybe.
All right. So, well, you're up. You're up first. On
Okay.
the initiative.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Tarnish is hanging out with
Up
2
the
people
hill.
who are very impulsive.
Tarnish, if anything goes wrong, throw the smoke grenade around me so I can escape
As you're charging forward, I'm like,
as I'm charging forward.
Rexy got left behind.
That's okay.
No, it's not. He's a much better rider than that. He's ready. Okay, so go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
Now, the catapult is not that difficult to hit. It just has a lot of hit points. So,
That's okay. Not 20.
nat
Yay!
20. Okay.
You guys.
So you take the maximum damage,
Okay.
and then you roll the dice and add whatever you rolled to that.
Is this
The 1d8 plus 3, so you
times
get
7?
no, not
No,
times 7.
not
No.
times 7.
That would be great.
Let's see.
Wow.
The hit.
We need to
The
implement
hit.
that rule.
So that's like the average that you would get with the. Oh, sorry.
So yeah,
I didn't
if
realize
you
it's touchscreen.
didn't want to
Yeah,
roll,
so-
just
Okay,
take
good.
the
Yeah, so yeah, if
Okay,
you don't,
one
yeah, you,
D8.
yeah, but you, since we're doing the Perkins crit, you get to
Mhm.
add a full d8.
Okay. So yeah, 1d8. So 8 plus 3,
plus whatever you roll.
11 plus 1.
That's better than a max damage there. So that's 12,
Mhm.
12 damage on the catapult. All right, and so it's still operational from what you could from what you can see, but you definitely have done a big bunch of damage. So now it's a little bit sort of unstable in the mechanism there. Okay, anything else? You got a bonus action? I think?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So the crossbow guy's gonna shoot. It's a little close. So he's actually going to move down here to try to get some room. But as he gets to here, to roll a save. Okay, so as this guy here is sort of trying to get some space, so he runs down the hill a little bit, but as he passes this giant mushroom, the mushroom cap opens up and releases a bunch of spores, and he is temporarily blinded, so now he's at disadvantage with his attack. So that's a 13 against Savina.
Just your AC meets it, beats
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's going to be 4 points of piercing damage.
Cool.
So he's done. And then who's the purple guy? So this guy here, who is sort of on the other side, comes running up here. He's going to swing his big hammer. No, that's not going to hit. 7? No.
No.
So his turn is done. And we have the red guy here. This guy gets down off the catapult. He doesn't have enough room to where he can really hit anybody. So he's just going to... Actually, he's going to get off the catapult and he's going to run down here and try and get near it. So he's going to spend his action to dash, and he'll be right up on you for some axe on sword action. But he doesn't have an attack this round because he spent it to run. And then up next, Tarnish. We reached Tarnish.
Silly Tarnish. Thinking that stealth and subterfuge would be the best way to approach this. Tarnish just kind of like is walking forward, like
Okay.
he kind of like wants to find cover if there's like a way to advance and find cover.
Sure. You can get to here, and there's some cover for you behind those plants.
Looking at his teammates who just ran forward, the two like the operators that are near it, I think.
Yeah. This guy here. Oops, he's off the map. Let's bring him over.
Okay, and then
This guy with the mohawk.
so there's one that's up against near and then one that's up against Savina.
Yeah,
by the
one
thing.
here and one there. Those are the two guys that were operating the catapult.
Okay. The one that's near actually Savina,
Mhm.
I want to cast grease in a 10-foot square that occupies his space but not hers. Is that
Okay.
possible?
Yeah, so you're gonna hit. Do you want to hit these two here, these two characters,
Yeah.
and not hit her? That's
Yes,
totally fine.
that's what I would like to do.
Go for it.
I'm gonna take out another little vial, like get some ointment out, spit in it, do like a bunch of different things to create the grease spell, and then the weapon that I'm carrying, which is like a crossbow that's been modified to also like shoot these vials of spell components. I'm gonna kind of like load up my mechanical crossbow, just kind of like shoot my grease spell
Okay.
at the two enemies that are by Sabina.
Sure.
It's a Dex 13 saving throw for them,
Okay.
and if they fail, each creature falls prone.
Okay. So the purple guy made his save. The archer though falls, and I'm gonna say since it's a square like that, he sort of slides down the hill too.
Awesome.
So he's now on the ground at the bottom of the hill.
And any creature that enters the area or ends its turn there must also succeed Dexterity saving throw or fall
Okay.
prone.
Okay. So he's gonna. All right. Anything else on your turn there?
For my bonus action, I'm going to summon magic stones, so I'm going to have 3 magic stones.
Ready to go for
Ready
the
to
next
go.
turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And next up is Neert.
Near. Well, now that this guy's up in his face. Haha, brigand! And let's see, 15 plus 5, 20, 21.
21.
That'll hit, I
That's
assume.
definitely a hit. Yep.
Alright, so let's see. 6 plus 3, 9 damage. How's he look?
9 damage for the red guy. Let's see. Alright, that was definitely a solid hit. He's still up, but you definitely you got him pretty good.
Okay, so I need to check if I have mastery on this, so I'll hold on to it. End of turn. Thank you.
And these are like goblins and hobgoblins we can
Yes.
see? Okay.
So the guy with the 2 archers are goblins. The purple guy's a hobgoblin, and the red guy's a bugbear.
Okay, cool.
But as far as they're basically just slightly different variations on similar themes.
Right, but yeah, okay, who we suspected they were. Okay.
Yeah.
He does have sap on his longsword, so the red guy has disadvantage on his next attack roll before the start of my next turn.
Okay. Cool. Good to know.
Yep.
All right. So the last guy is the guy who slid off the hill. He spends his movement to get up, and he's gonna take a shot at Tarnish. He's got a lot of stuff to go through, so it's gonna be a disadvantage. 17. He rolled really well.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay. 3 points of piercing damage.
Wound, flesh wound. Also, is he ending his turn in the grease patch again?
Yes, we'll say that. Does he have to save again?
Yeah.
Nat 20.
All right.
So he does his little thing and pirouettes and does a little Irish jig or something.
Respect where respect's due. Yeah.
And so now we're back at the top of the round. So Savina, you are up again.
How far away is everyone from me? The ones I'm fighting.
This guy is right up on you for melee attack. Everybody else is within 15 to 20 feet.
Okay, not 10 feet. So the only one within 10-foot range is the contraption, as well as the one next to me.
Right. Yeah. I would say the others are about 15 feet from you.
Okay, so I'm gonna bonus action back into Savina.
Okay.
And then
Should be iPhone 3.
I'm gonna cast thunderwave.
Thunderwave.
Can I cast it at the catapult and the...
You can hit both the guy and the catapult, because if I remember, it's a cube that extends out from you, so you should be able to hit both of them.
So,
This is like my favorite spell at Baldur's Gate, because you send people off the...
yeah, it's 10 feet away. They have to roll a con saving throw
Okay.
of 13.
So our
Oh, I should roll for...
hobgoblin missed his save.
Yeah, I got a 19.
Okay.
Minus 2 plus.
Yeah, so this... What happens when they miss their saving throw? They get pushed back a certain amount, 10
so
feet
they
or something?
take full damage plus pushed back 10 feet.
Okay.
And so I'm going to roll for the damage.
All right, Sabina. All right.
Yeah. I rolled a 20, not nat though.
Okay.
6. 11.
11 damage?
Each.
Okay.
11 damage each. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was
Pretty good. You're
a...
doing some good damage.
I'm just making them slip everywhere, which is also fun.
Okay. So, yeah, this guy gets knocked back, knocked prone onto the ground, takes a good hit, definitely got the wind knocked out of him, and the catapult rocks to the side, and you can tell it is getting more, getting closer to being disabled every round. Anything else for your turn? I think that's pretty much it. You still have movement. You could move if you wanted to, but
I'm good.
I think you're king of the hill right now, or queen of the hill. So, all right. So now we got some goblins and stuff. So this guy's going to take another shot at you with the crossbow at disadvantage. There's no way either of those are going to hit. And so he's going to sort of back up and find some more cover down here. Alright.
Is he still partially blinded from that mushroom attack?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be, let's see. Yeah, so the purple guy is going to get up. He's going to run back over to you, but that means he hits the grease again, has to save.
13.
What was 13, was it? Okay, well, 9. Whoop! Falls prone.
So foolish.
So, still has an action. So he's going to spend his action to get up and then back off now that he's sort of realized
Smart.
that grease is preventing him from really getting in there. So he's going to sort of back up and go there. And then the guy with the giant axe is going to swing that at Newt. What's your AC? I got an 18.
It is, but he has disadvantage on his attack.
Oh, right. And natural 1. So, completely misses. And,
Your errand is foolhardy at best.
Tarnish, we are back to you.
Go home and think about your life.
Okay. Tarnish is going to advance towards the archer on the left side.
Is it this guy here?
Yeah.
Or- okay.
Yeah, the one by the mushroom.
Okay, you can get all the way up to him in melee if you want.
I'd like to be ranged, I
Okay.
believe.
So, we'll put you sort of about here then. That still gives you, you're not point blank.
And I'm gonna prep a poison spray vial, shake it up, and I'm just gonna toss it over to him and try
Go
to get
for
him
it.
with poison spray. So +5 -2, 13.
That's a hit.
All right, poison spray damage is a D12. So that's this one. 4 poison spray.
4 damage.
And then bonus action, I'm going to use one of my floating stones to attack with that.
Okay.
So that will be, let's see, it's a 3 hit, 15.
Yep.
Okay, and then a d6 of damage +3, so 7 damage from the stone.
Okay. He's looking real rough. He's got, acid on him. He's got stones hitting him. He's not having a good time. So, all right. Anything else? I think that's
Not from me.
everything.
Good.
All right. On to Neert.
Neert, how's the guy look in front of him? Does he look healthy? Does he look really...
He's pretty beat up. He's
pretty up.
If you were to give him another shot like you just gave him, he'd go down.
I will give you one chance to go home and rethink your life. I'm learning from my friend Tarnish that people can turn around. So, go.
Make a persuasion check.
Alright, let's see how he does with this. 9.
9.
Mm-hmm.
You did not persuade him.
Okay.
He's not convinced to leave the battlefield, but he did, actually ponder and consider your words.
Okay.
So there was that.
Near to this situation, I wouldn't necessarily let someone escape.
11.
11 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That just misses. Just misses. So
I
all
will
of these
deal
guys,
with you next time.
just as a heads up, all these guys have 13 armor classes. Since we've been swinging at them pretty good, just to let you know.
No worries. I think that's it for Newt done. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we've got our archer dude here. He's just going to take a shot at Sabrina there. 3 is not going to hit. So that was not good for that guy. And we're back up to Savina at the top of the round.
Is there any way I can get kind of in the middle of 2 of the guys we're fighting and the catapult so that everything is within 10 feet of me?
No. This area right here has the grease patch on it. So if you were stepping there, you have to make a save or you're going to
Gotcha.
fall. The best that you could do to hit multiple people would be to sort of run down here and then try to hit these 2 guys. With the catapult, you can pretty much just hit that. Though you could, if you wanted to jump and use your bonus action, you could jump over the grease patch to here, and then you can hit this guy and the catapult within 10 feet if you wanted to do another thunderwave or something.
Yes.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So spend your movement to just jump across there, and now you can go ahead and we'll do the thunderwave, and that was a saving throw, right?
Yes.
Whew. Never seen a horse cast thunderwave.
She's not a horse anymore. She switched back. Though you can, in this edition, cast in wild
That's so
shape.
funny.
So
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 9. Okay.
I want to see like mice, casting like insect plague or something.
Mm-hmm.
10's not gonna hit, right?
I don't. No, but I don't think you need to roll to hit on
Oh, I don't?
thunderwave.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, I don't.
it
Saving
should
throw.
just be anything within the area of effect should make a saving throw.
Cool,
So-
cool, cool.
Yeah, and he missed the saving throw, so he's taking full damage and getting pushed off. He's gonna take some fall damage too.
Do it. 6.
6 damage,
Yes.
and boom, crunk, hits his head on a rock and dies.
Yay!
You actually killed him with the 6 damage you did, so I didn't bother to roll fall damage, but I decided, well, that's gonna take him out. When he hits the ground, he's done. So that guy's dead. And yeah, so that would be jump, bonus action, cast the spell for the action. So you do have movement if you wanted to move, but that's all that you got left on your turn.
I'm good.
And so then, catapult is pretty much. So the catapult is probably about halfway there. You're figuring, as far as trying to destroy it. All right, crossbowman here turns. He's gonna fire at Tarnish. 13.
Misses.
Oh wait, he's still at disadvantage. So one more roll. Okay. Well, it wouldn't matter if you missed already. So, who's next? Red guy. And
He doesn't have disadvantage.
no longer
anymore.
disadvantage on the swing. 18.
That hits.
That hits.
Ooh.
3 points of slashing damage to you.
Good shot, chap. I
And Tarnish, you are up again.
hope you feel good about yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna whip a magic stone at the archer that's in front of me who's looking pretty bad, just to see if
Okay.
I can peel him off real
Sure.
quick. So it's +3. Natural 20.
Excellent.
Ooh.
That's gonna be a kill. He's got 2 hit points left. So if you want to go ahead and roll just to see how bad it is, but he's done.
I just flick a stone at him and just through the forehead.
He's done. All right. So he's down.
Yeah, and yeah, Tarnish is going to use his movement now to go help Nirt with the folks he's facing.
Okay. So let's see. Yeah, you can probably get to about.
Ah, Tarnish. See, everything's going to plan.
It looks like you're being assaulted quite badly right now.
It's just a bit. He's a little bit of a brigand. Would care to help?
Anyway, hold this, and I'm gonna pull out some components. I'm gonna cast poison spray on the bad guy that is in front of him.
Okay.
You're holding my components as I'm making the tincture for them.
I like the idea that the guy, that the red guy with the axe, is just sort of like
Watch.
bewildered by what
Yes.
you're doing.
Yeah, it's 5 up to 6 seconds worth of prep before I do that.
Yeah.
Okay. 7 misses.
7 misses. That is correct. Okay.
You distracted me. Why were you looming over me like that?
It's not my fault I'm tall.
So Nirt, you're up.
7, 12, 13. Yep.
That's
hits.
it.
And that is 8 damage.
8 damage. That's gonna. Let's see here. Yeah, that finishes that guy off.
He just turns and is like, "You mean like this?" Whack. And
You hit him
like,
so hard that his mohawk came off.
Yep, just shaves, scalps him, just right across the top.
Oh, it's quite disgusting, but well done.
Perhaps you
suppose.
can use it as a component in one of your creations.
Perhaps not.
Goblin mohawk isn't part of a alchemical spell.
Not that I study.
Savina turns
I love
around
that there's
and
so
she's
much conversation
horrified.
going on in this
She's
6-second
just
battle.
horrified.
Very conversational battle.
Takes mental damage.
Psychic damage.
Psychic damage.
Nice.
Who's left? Who we got left?
So we just have this one archer here left. Do you have anything else you want to do movement-wise?
He'll interpose himself between Tarnish and the other guy.
All right.
It's like having a personal wall between me and the enemy.
I will not take offense to that. He like, holds his
So
shield
he's
up.
going to turn around. He's going to drop his bow, and he pulls out a dagger. Since he's so close.
Ooh, scary.
Yeah, it's going to miss. That's a 4. So our little red hooded guy, not too good on the stabby stab. And we're back up to Savina at the top of the round.
Thunder. So,
How many spell slots do you have? Because
this is the last one.
last one?
Mhm.
Good. Good. I like it when people spend their spell slots and drink their potions and all that stuff.
Not me.
13.
Okay. Yeah, that's a hit.
I did use grease,
So-
actually.
Yay.
Oh, 13 damage, was
Yeah,
it?
13 damage.
Okay.
It's a con saving 13.
The catapult doesn't really have much constitution, but it is well assembled. But it is now pretty. It could still fire, but it is one tap away from collapsing at this point.
Is it drivable?
Like, how do you mean?
Would I
It doesn't
be
have
able
like
to-
a machinery to where one person could drive it. You could, if you can get the other two to push it,
Uh-huh.
then you could ride on it. I guess. Yes, it has wheels.
Okay.
You could wild shape into something that pulls it.
Like push it off the thing to break it.
Is that what you were thinking of trying to push it off?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you
Push
can
it
give it a
off.
try. It would be an
Yeah.
action to do it, so you'd have to wait till your next turn.
Just think we
But-
could have our own catapult.
Ooh.
All right. So let's see.
Tarnish, we could teach you to fly.
I don't think so. That's not how catapults work. So
Depends
there's
on where you are in the catapult, I guess. You know.
Agree to disagree.
so we have one archer who's left.
There's one archer who's left, who's down there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna use my last magic stone to try and snipe him from where I am.
Okay.
13. That hits.
Yep.
6 damage.
There's a nice clunk off of his head there, but he's still alive.
You there? Still alive?
Yep.
Hmm.
Still alive.
Okay, I'm gonna just use my crossbow and try and shoot him again.
Okay.
So that's going to be 1 second. Plus 2. 15 to hit, and then
Great.
D8. 5 damage from the crossbow. Piercing.
All right. Takes it right in the shoulder. He's not looking good. He's
Quite
definitely in rough shape. So
He's made
Neert,
a strong
it's
stuff.
on to you. You're still right up on him. So
Yes. 8, 13, 14. Yeah, it's gonna hit.
yep.
So that's 5 damage, and he was perfectly.
He's down.
Oh, he's down.
He's dead.
Okay.
Did you get him?
I did. Look here. I'll get you another mohawk. Shunk.
No, thank you.
He didn't have a mohawk on this guy. He's bald.
That's
I
just
got you a scalp.
that's just skin. Please put that down.
Savannah takes more psychic damage. Is there a therapist?
Hates
in the
liars,
village?
doesn't understand liars, doesn't care about scalping people.
Yeah, right.
That's perfectly fine. But if you deceive somebody...
Things done in the heat of battle are forgivable.
All right, so now the enemies have been disposed, so the catapult is still operational. You could try to... We've succeeded, and now it's just, do you want to start lobbing stuff at the other goblins to help the defense? It won't make any difference. You could destroy the catapult if you wanted to, but the catapult's yours now, basically.
How many of those little things can you make?
Pebbles?
Not pebbles, but
Oh,
exploding bits.
my tinkering machines. It could take me a while, but I could make quite a few. Yes.
Because we could put them.
Yes. We could also find a very large rock, and we could put it in the catapult. That's also an option.
Can you magic a rock? A big rock?
No, but there's one just right over here. And I point to a rock nearby.
Right to the rock right here.
I guess. And how big is it? You think Near can pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Load the catapult.
Load the catapult.
All right.
All right, you do the arky thingy.
Yes, I believe that, like a trebuchet, we just need to pull this lever and create leverage, and then the thrust that will be created by the torque, and I just go into all the mechanicals explaining it as we launch our catapult.
About how like the conversion of energy.
The kinetic energy.
Rotational motion into linear motion and all that stuff. And
It's quite,
yep.
quite powerful.
So you launch the rock over, and so sort of your vantage point on would be where I'm sitting, and so there's like orcs and or goblins and stuff that are assaulting that gate over there, and then there's a little group of spellcasters up on a little hill there. So would you prefer to shoot at the spellcasters or at the ones attacking the gate? This happens so quickly that the rest of the invading or the rest of our reinforcements are just taking the field. So they're sort of splitting up. One half is going up to attack the spellcasters. One's going to attack the ones at the gate. So it's up to you guys.
Whoever's on the hill, maybe. What do you think?
The spellcasters?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to take them out.
Yeah. They're the bigger threat to where you are
Yeah.
versus the foot soldiers. Okay. So here's what I'll have you guys do. Each of you roll a d20 and let me know what it is. No need to subtract 2 on this one. Just a flat d20.
5.
4, 5.
6.
4, 5, 6.
God.
All right. Well, here's the good news. The good news is you fired the catapult. The rock goes flying in the general direction of the spellcasters.
We did it.
However, it comes up short and sends a big cloud of dirt up. It doesn't hit any of them, but is enough that it sort of announces to Lord Lawrence and the other reinforcements that you have taken the catapult, because why would the hobgoblins be firing on their own spellcasters? So at least they have the confidence to know that they can signal the fort, and the gates. The far red gate opens, the black gate opens. Reinforcements come out there, and now the battle is successfully turned. Unfortunately, during this, you destroyed the catapult because it was only down to like 4 more hit points left, and so the act of doing that, I decided with that low of a set of rolls, it destroyed itself. So catapult's gone, but you were able to successfully take that off the field, which made it so that the reinforcements could come out of the far gate on the castle, which made it so our reinforcements could come up. The goblins scatter and run off into the woods. The spellcasters beat feet into the woods. You can see from your vantage point Lord Lawrence galloping up on his horse, charging after them, and he follows them into the woods. And then a few moments later, you see him leading his horse out, just sort of looking over his shoulder, and his visor's up, and he's shocked and horrified by what he's seen. And I would like you each to make an insight check. So this you would subtract the 2 from
15.
15.
12.
18.
18. Okay, that's good for all of you. So you all get the same info. You can tell from where your positioning is now to where he went into the woods that he went in right at the spot where all of those heads were on spikes, and that his reaction is he had no idea that those were going to be there, and is really horrified and pissed off that he just saw this. So that's where we're going to end this chapter. And in the next chapter, we will enter the fortress.